Weka mawe. Goliath wa Bungoma. Yeah, let's talk Goliath wa Bungoma. What's up, everybody? Ogadi Tap is in the building. So now, I've seen a few posts on Facebook, of course, about Goliath wa Bungoma. So, anajengewa nyumba with the car company that he works with. And that is a very, very, very good thing. And I've seen people are trying to change the narrative. Oh, Obinna ulikataa kusaidia Goliath wa Bungoma. Oh, tunasikia vibaya wanajengewa nyumba. Come on, bruh. Really? We can do better than that. Why? First of all, why would I feel bad that Goliath wa Bungoma anajengewa nyumba? Why? We don't do the same business. We are not enemies. There's nothing that he has that I'm looking for. There's nothing that I have that he's looking for. Or I assume. Why would I feel bad? Just because you would feel bad does not mean I feel the same way. We are not built the same. That's not myself. I feel good when other people are winning. I'm actually very happy for him. All right. So, most people always look at the negative part of everything. They don't look at the positive. And I've said this thing and I will repeat it again. Everything that happens in your life happens for a reason. Try and look at what's the reason why this thing is happening to me. Look at the positive side. When you look at the positive side, you'll find the answer. So Goliath wa Bungoma came on my platform and we had a conversation and he was going through a situation. And if you watch the interview logically, like emotion scandal, I really try to dig and get something from him. What can you do? What exactly can you do? What do you have to offer? Mkono mtupu ulambu. You have to have something. And he said, anezatoa kitu ikiwa juu. And we laughed about everything and it was okay. And I was like, okay, at the moment, the juice is not worth the squeeze. There is nothing really that I can do to help. He was not a musician. He was not a dancer. He was not an actor. He was not anything. And the reason why Bungoma Goliath became famous was because of the other Gen Z Goliath. Okay? And I was like, okay. So for now, what you can do, you can go back shags and re-strategize, come back again. And he said, cool, nini, interview quishad. And a lot of people, not a lot, some people did not see the logic in that of going back, rethinking and relaunching. And when he left, another socialite picked him on the street. Na akakimbia akamchukua akampeleka sijui akwe sijui bouncer wa club sijui nini. Then now from there things spiraled up to the point where he ended up being an influencer or an ambassador for this car company. Beautiful. Why did he end up being the ambassador for this car company? Because now he had value. Where did he get the value for them to pay attention and say, we can use this guy for A, B, C, D? Think back. Remove emotions, bring logic. Where did he get the value? Was it from the socialite who picked him on the street and said, oh, let me go, sijui nini, katibu wa mazingira, whoa. No. It's from the conversation. When we had the conversation, God was working. God was there. God sat down and God ensured. He came for the interview. He could have cancelled. But when God was in the room, God was like, okay, who's going to help this guy? It's not going to be Obinna. It's going to be this guy from the car company. But how will he get there? How will they get an attention and pay attention to him and say, this is the person we need to use? Let's send him to Obinna. Obinna will say, okay, this and this and this. Obinna will say, okay. And then, most of you looked at the no as a reject. It wasn't. It was a deflection. Think of it in a positive way. When he came for the show, that is when he got the value that he can add. Where did the value come from? The attention that the Kenyans gave him from that point henceforth. Who was the vessel, the medium that God was using to add the value to him? Yours truly. If you think logically, you'll see it. If you think with emotions, you will not see it. But I'm so happy that it worked that way. I will take the beating. I will take the thrashing any day. But provided there's one less man on the street, he's winning. Beautiful thing. Kudos. After the house, something else will come, and another thing and another thing. But now there is value. So this is for every other person who will assume when you sit on my show or any other show or whatever, things will just change. No. When you sit on a platform like that, there has to be value. There has to be something. Now that something is now what builds into something else. Over the weekend, I sat down with a guy called Majembe. What is Majembe's value? What is that something? He can fight. And if he cannot fight, he believes he can fight. He has the drive to fight. Okay? Is fighting a sport that is legal? Yes, it is. There is boxing, there is kickboxing, there is Muay Thai, there is wrestling and the rest. And what am I needed to do? Bring him, put him in front of Kenyans and tell Kenyans, yo, there is something here. Let's tap and let's make it better. So we say, okay, let's up the stakes. So let's say instead of you fighting and getting 1,600, let's get 1 million. And I mentioned a couple of guys, I'm like, you guys, I can't do this alone, man. I depend on you guys. Help me, let's do it. And guys are coming through. We are making up this plan in Nini. And the same as the Mbavu Destroyer guy, he also has the value of he can fight, or he believes he can fight. He has a drive to do that. There's something he can do.